Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, night, whatever it is over there. I hope it's going well for you. Okay, so usually when I sit down to do a collective reading, I kind of already have an idea in my mind of how I want to start, like whether, like, usually I've been doing some spreads, like set spreads, or a lyrical clarity reading, or like I feel like I have a plan going into it, or like an energy I'm following to guide me to how I want to start. And today I'm like, I feel stuck. Like I don't know what to start with, of what to. I took my tarot deck out. I was gonna start with tarot, but then I was like, I don't know, maybe I should start with this other oracle deck. But then I'm like, but I feel like I want to start with an like a more emotional based energy. So like, what the hell? So I'm gonna start with this deck here, and we're just gonna see what this is all about. And I think I yet again also have a different camera angle up there. So yeah, okay. Let's see what's going on with this collective. Oh my god. Okay. I know another one flipped in there too. Okay. Conflicted for sure, yeah. Make sure we can see all these. Alright. More than I usually start with for a base reading, but God, I have to reach. Okay. Alright. We have conflicted, decisions, hot and cold, multiple choices, obsession, infatuation, adoration, addiction, escaping, avoiding, blocking, pushing away, perspective, better off, happiness, clear headspace, and intimacy, bonding, sensual, confiding. So we have two cards here of what I feel could be a connection in your life, possibly. With this escaping energy and this perspective card, though, it's so that stuck feeling that I had coming into this, I'm kind of feeling that here with this conflicted energy and escaping. It's like trying to escape something, and possibly because of this perspective change. But let's get some more for this, because this could be this collective's energy, or it could be the energy that's around you. Like I said, I went into this like without a plan, so I didn't even ask like what's around this collective. I just kind of went with cards. So we're gonna have to freaking see where this energy is pointing. See if I can get another one for conflicted. Oh, two. Okay. Yeah, stuck. Literally. Oh my god. Stuck, tied down, captive, trapped, in obscurity, secrets, mysteries, concealing. And that came out under conflicted. We're going to have to see what that is about. But this collective, I don't, when these came out, it felt like what this collective is feeling right now. Trapped, stuck. Like I said, stuck. Came into this feeling stuck. But with this secrets, mysteries, concealing, this could be things that this collective is keeping inside, like the fact that you kind of want to escape. But we have this energy here too. let's get one for obsession. What's this obsession have to do with? Oh, thinking. Okay. All right. So the obsession is not like a physical obsession with it. It's a obsessive way of thinking. It's an obsessive thought pattern. It could have yeah, I'm not, that energy is not clear enough yet. I'm going to get one for intimacy. Hoping. Huh. Oh, sorry. The thinking card says missing you, craving, desiring. Hoping says expecting, faith, manifesting. So I don't think whatever this intimacy is representing, it's not something this collective has right now. Clearly, if they're hoping for it or trying to manifest it. And maybe this is what the obsessive thinking is about, is trying to manifest I just can't. Let's get one for escaping. Longing. Craving, aching, wanting. So, this collective is this collective is trying to get away from those feelings right now. I just heard it's feelings from someone else. Okay. Okay. I feel like this is a collective where you might have someone attached to you that is much more interested in you than you are in them. Because when I put these two cards together, it made me feel like this collective, you are trying to get away from this energy from someone, and it feels like it's connected to this too. Like maybe it's like this collective has someone who they feel is a little like obsessively thinking about them. Like you have two cards of craving here. And it doesn't feel like it's this collective with those feelings. It's like it's towards you. Especially with this stuck energy. And conflicted, like it's that feeling of, like you want that feeling. You want someone to feel that way about you, but not this person. And so it's conflicting for you. Because you feel it's like a stuck feeling, like you want the attention and the feeling, but you don't want the person. And I think it puts you, I'm gonna be honest, I think it might put you in a position where you kind of let this person be this way about you, but never fully, like it's almost like friend zoning them, but it's like you keep letting them, like you're not pushing them away and saying no, but you're kind of keeping them on the edge of that friend zone and kind of giving them that false hope that maybe that line could be, could be crossed, and that's what I feel like this has to do with that concealing secrets. I think it's that like hiding that you like it, but you don't want it from that person, and it's kind of messing with you a little bit. Let's get one for perspective, because that would make sense with the person. It's like your perspective is kind of in the middle of, or mess, you know, not right now. Jesus, sorry. Okay. Distance and memories. So you have a separation, space, blockage with distance, and then memories, reminiscing, dwelling, bittersweet. And that's with perspective, better off, happiness, clear headspace. This is feeling kind of like that energy I was just describing of an in between. It's like your perspective right now is in between knowing that putting distance between you and this person and a separation is probably the healthiest thing for them, you know, and you, because if you're attached to this, that's something you need to heal. If you're not, if you're attached to attention like that, but not the person, while I don't feel like this collective is doing it in a malicious way, like your goal is to hurt this person, it would be because you may not see it, and it could have to do with this perspective, but letting them give you that attention because you like it, it sends the wrong message. It doesn't send the friend zone message, it sends the I like the attention but I'm playing hard to get message. And I think that this collective, you go in between knowing that cutting it off and creating that distance for a while is better for both of you. And kind to the other person, honestly. Like, if you really do care about that person or don't want to hurt someone, then do the right thing. You know what I mean? Don't keep them hoping that this is a possibility with you, if that's not what you want. And then, so like I said, it's like you're in between that vibe of knowing it's better to create the distance and holding on to the memories of your dwelling. It feels like that word is sticking, like dwelling on the attention that you get from this person. It's like it's almost like this person gives you the exact, like they say the right things, they do the right things, but there's just something about this person that you're not, that doesn't fit with you. Like it's just something that, I don't know, like you just don't feel the same as this person, it feels like. But and this bittersweet feeling too. It's like you like the person enough to let them do what they're doing, but yeah, I don't know. Okay. So let's get tarot now, because I did originally want to start with that. So let's get some tarot to clarify things a little bit more and see what this conflicted, trapped, because I think this conflicted, it has, like I said, I think these are connected. This perspective, this collective is conflicted with how to see. And you might even have moments of like wondering, like, why don't I like want this person the way, you know what I mean? Like, and maybe that is, it feels like maybe that's part of what keeps you stuck and conflicted, is just, I get a feeling like there may be moments where you almost consider giving this person that chance, but there's just something, and something that keeps you from letting it, and it's not a, like it's just a feeling of like you just don't feel the same way as they do, but you like their attention. That's not really good, but oh, that's too many. Sorry. One for the conflicted feeling. Okay. All right. We got Seven of Swords. Oops. And I'm just gonna. I went for this deck today. It's like a more of like a beginner tarot deck. It has like, for I guess if there's anyone out there who's looking into getting into it, this is a good deck. I can't remember the name of it, and it's in a pouch now. But this is the back of it. I got it on Amazon, and it's just like it has the description for both upright and reverse and other stuff on there. Anyway, okay. So this, excuse me. On this card, what situations or people in my life require me to be cunning and strategic while also remaining vigilant against deceit? That is cunning. That is this what this I feel like this collective is kind of doing right now. But like I said, it's not like you see this person and everything they do for you and you sit there and think, oh, well, if I do this, maybe I'll get this out of them. It's not that. It's more like it doesn't feel like this collective is trying to get like material things out of this collective. It's literally just liking the way they make you feel, like the attention. But you don't feel the same way. So it's sorry, let me just go. Strategy. Strategy, deception, theft, cunning, sneakiness. This is giving me that secret is that strategy, the sneakiness, the cunning, but it's like I said, it's not in a malicious, like narcissist kind of way for this collective. It's just okay. So it almost feels like that feeling of this collective. You probably never had anyone be like this over you before, right? So that feeling is hard to give up, even if you don't like the person that way. It's that feeling that they give you, like of being wanted, desired, maybe obsessed over, or craved. Like that's a good feeling, right? Who doesn't want someone to want them that way? But it's not this collective. I feel like you're hurting this person by doing that, and I don't think that's what you want. And maybe that's not maybe that is why that stuck feeling of just not knowing which way to go with this. Like it's like that the distance, a separation, it's just telling them that like I'm so sorry. I know I don't feel the same way as you, and I appreciate, or whatever, however you say it, like a kind separation, but just an honest one, that you realize what your actions could be doing to them and you don't want to do that anymore. Accountability. I think that's where this collective is stuck. Maybe you've gotten to a point where you've let the attention become so intense, maybe, with that obsession and the thinking, that at this point you feel like if you were to say that and create that distance, they'd be like, oh, so you were just leading me on the whole time? You were just like, you knew what you were doing. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't think this collective, you meant that. Oh, I was getting this one for obsessive and thinking. Oh, okay. The King of Swords in reverse. And so far with the sword energy, that's very, like I said, it's in your head energy. It's like you're very aware of what you need to do, but like this collective, you don't want to let go of that feeling. And I get it, okay? It's not a judgment. It's not something that you should beat yourself up over or feel ashamed. Like accountability, take accountability for it, yes, and feel however you need to feel about that. But oh, you don't want to do that to someone. especially if you really like them as a person and you know they deserve the same energy back. Um, this says abuse of power, manipulation, coldness, lack of empathy, um, which I think is representing what you tend to you create this in that person through that manipulation. The abuse of power, like you know exactly the power you have over this person, and I don't really okay, like this lack of empathy. I don't feel like this collective, like I said, is over there thinking like, wow, what can I get out of them next? But there is a degree of a lack of empathy if this is still going on. Okay, let's be honest. If you are allowing someone to be in this energy about you that you are have no plans to reciprocate, and you know that for whatever reason, and I'll try to get into that to connect this reading to this collective, but there is a degree of a lack of empathy there, and you may be a very caring and empathetic person to everyone around you, and I think that would confuse this person to think, well, doesn't she care about me then? Like, why would she treat me this way if she, does she not care? I don't know why I'm saying it's not a she. It could be a he, she. It doesn't. I don't know why I keep saying she. Um, let's get one for this intimacy. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. It feels like this collective. You already know what you need to do. And you know what? I feel like with this, like I said, with this intimacy, it didn't immediately feel like a sexual energy. Like, I don't feel like this collective, like, you're not giving them that. You're not going that far where you're letting it become physical and giving them expectations of more. It's just it's just like verbal, like maybe gifts, but again, it's not like you're asking. It doesn't feel like you're expecting or asking for them. It's like this person does really nice things for you, and you like it, right? um, but where was I going? This intimacy, it's it feels like part of the stuck and the conflict and the perspective and the memories has to do with this, a bond. Um, like I feel like this person, you probably do talk to them about things, and that contributes to why they are so attached, because there's probably more than just a physical attraction to you. It's not They're not obsessed just because they think you're hot. There's something more, because I think there is some kind of bond, not a romantic one on your end, but some kind of connection that created memories that are, like almost like that feeling of, I don't want to, I mean, we'll get cards to find out, but that almost that feeling of like a best friend or a close friend, or maybe a childhood friend, kind of like falling for you, and you're like, no, but you like the attention, but there's memories there too holding you to that person, because there is some kind of bond there that you don't want to mess up either, which I think makes it harder to create that distance with this person. But again, if this collective really truly has no intention of going down that road with this person that's attached to them, you gotta let them go. You gotta let them find the love or the person that they're meant to pour that into. You know what I mean? It's not fair for either of you. Let's get one for intimacy. And I'm no one's mother. I mean, I am someone's mother. I'm not your mother. I'm not, I'm not telling anybody, you do whatever you feel you need to do in your situation, of course. But I gotta be real. If everybody deserves the love that is meant for them, right? Including this collective. Um, but if you're only taking it and not giving anything back, that's not fair to either of you, because then you don't get to pour yourself into all that love you have into anybody, and that other person is pouring into a cup that's always going to feel empty. You know what I mean? Um, so again, not trying to be anyone else's mother, but another king. This is under intimacy and hoping. The King of Cups. Is there a need to is there a need to balance emotions and intuition with reason and logic? Yes. Emotional maturity, compassion, calmness, balanced emotions. Um, and I just noticed this little. You are the master of your emotions. Sometimes taking decisions by heart can lead to consequences. And I think that is exactly what this kind of this collective did, is like, you made decisions in within this connection that keep this person just on that edge of, the friend zone. Um, and I don't, at least through these cards and the energy, I don't feel like this person has ever like said anything along the lines of, well, maybe there's a chance one day. Like, I don't think you've ever voiced any kind of hope, or, but I think it's just the way you keep them kind of at the edge with the way you accept their attention and the way you react to it, but then it there's nothing given back. You know what I mean? So it just kind of stays stuck. Um, because right now, like I said, I know we had the lack of empathy here, and then the complete opposite over here with emotional maturity and balanced emotions. But like I said, I don't think this collective, you don't have a complete lack of empathy. There is a degree of it, obviously, if this is what the kind of situation you're in right now. But there, like I said, that the distance is the right thing to do. That is emotional maturity. You get, it's just you're not doing it. Like, you aren't healing your own attachments by, and you're only attached to the attention, not the person. But imagine the attention you would get from the person that you feel about the way they feel about you. Does that make sense? Let's get one for escaping and longing. That is too many. For the love of Pete. I don't even know what Pete is. Alright. Oh my god, what is it right now? I just want one. I know there's probably a lot going on in this collective's head, but can we narrow it down? Okay. Alright. Five of Wands. Competition, challenge, conflict, growth, energy. How can you rise above the competition and succeed? Competition can be fierce, but it also can also bring out the best in you. I am not... This came out under the escaping of the longing. And traditionally, this is competition. Like, I would see it as like other people around you that you feel like you have to quote unquote compete with for this person's attention. But in this case, it feels like the competition is this conflicted feeling. It's like that's what you're competing against, the conflict. It's not necessarily competition. But it is a challenge and a conflict that you're trying to accept that you need to do. You need to escape this longing energy. It's like you do kind of want to, because you, like I said, you don't. It's like every time this person does nice things for you, you're like, oh man, I should just say it this way, but that's so nice, and you want more. And I know, I understand, I know, I get it, but if we want to grow, we have to do the hard things that we don't want to do. Alright, let's get one for this last. The perspective, the memories, the distance being... Oh, okay, that is kind of funny that I had designated this as like the in-between energy here, and then this card comes out literally sideways in between. So that's how we're going to read it, because this is the Three of Pentacles. This is... Okay, let me read a book. Teamwork makes the dream work. How can I collaborate with others to achieve my goals? So upright, it's collaboration, teamwork, mastery, recognition, apprenticeship. It's like three masterminds coming together to make something. In reverse, it's disagreement, lack of communication, incompetence, unrecognized. So with that coming in sideways, I feel like that's the in-between energy of this disagreement, lack of communication, because there's only communication, not communication, but only the same kind of communication both ways. Like, you'd be taking all the compliments and the attention and the the good things, and kind of only giving back half of that. You know what I mean? So there's a lack in communication there, and then this kind of collaboration vibe, like you're not together in this, right? You're because you're in between. You're keeping this person like right on the edge of that friend zone vibe. So you're just in between, working together, like figuring it out together, and kind of just being on your own. Okay. So this is the other deck I had originally wanted to get. And I want to know if we can see... This is my Spill the Tea deck. I want to know more about why, to connect this reading, why this collective is resisting this. Like, why, what is the specific, what is holding this collective back from, like, is it lack of attraction? Like, maybe you just don't feel attracted to this person physically. Maybe there's other differences that, what is really keeping this collective from karmic lessons? What is keeping this collective from really trusting this or giving it a try? Okay, well, let's see what the hell we got here. We got karmic lessons. There are karmic lessons in relationships that need to be learned. Well, that seems obvious from what I was explaining before, of by creating that distance, you break that cycle of needing that attention. You break a cycle by releasing this type of energy, knowing it's the right thing to do. You break cycles that way by doing something different. You know what I mean? Inner conflict. Inner conflict makes decision making difficult. That's 3 cards now of conflict. And yes, inner conflict, because it's you being in between. Hidden truth. Facts haven't been fully revealed. You haven't, this person, while you have never told this person, like, there is a chance, I don't get that energy in this at all. I do if this person is obsessively thinking of you, but you're feeling like you want to escape that kind of craving, like, and that escape is or a strong word, but it's just because I keep seeing it there. But it is more like that pushing away, avoiding. It's like this collective, you might sometimes kind of give a half-assed kind of thank you to kind of like an uncomfortable thank you, like, oh, that's really nice, thanks, and kind of hope that that's enough to give them the message that you're not gonna go for but it's spill the beans. Someone is about to reveal everything, no holds barred. I'm a little on the fence about that one, and if it's, I mean, obviously it is connected through here with this hidden truth, spilling the beans, the hidden truth, reflective of this collective needing to tell this person, you know, like, I don't want to hurt you, but I'm not in a place to pursue this with you for whatever reason. So I think it would be best for you if if we create a distance for a while, space, did our own thing, and so that this person can heal from this, and you can not need that energy from them. But I almost wonder if this person is, I don't know why I got that feeling when I saw the spill the beans card, but it's almost like I just have this feeling that the person that is connected to you, while they obviously, I think, have made it very clear and obvious how they feel about you, with this here, I feel like maybe there hasn't been an official, like, declaration of love or anything. And I just get, I don't know why, when I saw that card, even though, yes, connected to all this too, this also had its own energy of the person connected to you coming forward with more. Maybe and maybe that's why this reading is coming out right now, because that's about to happen. This person is about to, like, really say some stuff that's going to put you in a position to have to choose, to have to break that cycle and do the right thing. I can't see what other option this collective would have right now, because I can't see you, like, because I have that feeling of there is a degree of compassion in this towards this person. I can't see them coming forward to you with something like that and you just being like, I don't know. I feel like backed into a corner, this collective might create that distance. I don't feel like you would continue to, I don't see how, if that you would be able to hide not wanting to, like, you, I can't see this collective just saying, all right, well, I feel too bad saying no, so I'll just be with them. If you really don't want to and you haven't by now, I can't see you just giving in because they come in saying they want to be with you as a couple, or they love you, or whatever it is that they come in with. Oh boy. Let me. Let's get another one for. Or should I stick with this deck? I'm so back and forth right now. It's insane. Like, no, like, stuck. That's what I am. I'm freaking stuck. Alright, no. Let me get this one. This one literally says love deck, relationship issues. even though it's not a relationship. Okay. Do I want to try and clarify some of these? I still want to know more about the inner conflict. Like, it still doesn't really tell me to connect to this collective what the main conflict is that you don't want to commit to this for. Which is making me feel like the only reason why you don't want to commit, you just don't, like, it's like you just don't. It's just not there. Like, there is no reason. You just don't. Because it comes back to inner conflict and just lessons that need to be learned. I don't know, that's weird. It's like, it really is like, there's no reason. Like, there's no big reason why you're, like, it's not like, well, I'm just really not attracted to this person, or they don't make enough money, or they make too much money, or they are this. Like, there's no, like, it just feels like it's just not there. This person's great, but it's just not there. All right. This says Anarchist, and this is a deck that has two sides. So, rebellious, freedom, liberation, free speech, break up establishments, firm beliefs, autonomy, and philosophical. And the other side is violent, obsessed, single-mindedness, rowdy, unwieldy, discontented, angry, fear and confusion, nihilistic, ego-driven. I mean, this is a card of obsession. But other than that, none of this other energy on this side fits except for that fear and confusion and obsessed. But then on this side, I mean, it did come out this way. I don't know, I need another one for this. Because I was wondering about the inner conflict of this collective and rebellious, freedom. Like, yeah, it's just like, really, it's almost like this collective doesn't really even think, like, you see, I don't want to say this collective doesn't think what they're doing is wrong or bad, but it's almost like there are times where you try to tell yourself when you're in between that stuck energy, and it's like you try to make yourself feel better about it by saying, like, well, I'm not hurting anybody, like, I'm not, like I'm not sleeping with them, I'm not doing this, they're doing it on their own, like, I'm not asking for it. And it's like that kind of gives you that freedom to keep doing it. But it's just creating anarchy. Like, you are the anarchist. It's like, it's that's the energy that made me feel. Another one for this card is Epicure. Adventurous, insatiable appetite. I'm kind of feeling that here. I'm gonna be honest. For that insatiable appetite for, like, that attention. Open, upbeat, optimistic, open to possibilities, playful options, excellent communicator. I'm not really feeling that. I'm gonna be honest. Self-absorbed. I mean, other than the communication that created that bond, I think that is a true thing. Like, I think this person and you maybe really can talk about things. But as far as the communication about your feelings for each other, that's not there. not in the way it should be. Anyway, self-absorbed, excuses, uncommitted, intoxication, overconsumption of things, impatient, unrealistic, gluttony. So this is really, like, that's it. The inner conflict really is, it's just that way of thinking. It's almost like, well, there's no harm in me liking it, right? But yeah, there is a little bit of harm in liking it and not being willing to return it. Um, and I feel like that's where that lack of empathy does come in. It's like it's not like you don't feel bad about it. It's not like you don't see. It's not like you don't feel bad about not feeling the same way, but you don't always feel bad about letting them feel the way they feel. And it's letting them. I mean, not letting them. They just feel how they feel. Um, I don't feel the self-absorbed energy of it, but it is like overconsumption of things, uncommitted, excuses as to why you can't do more than just receive the attention. Um, like I think honestly, I'm this collective. I think you just like the attention, and I get it. But I hope that this collective isn't thinking that that kind of attention is like don't it's you don't want to hold on to that kind of attention because you don't think you'll get it anywhere else. You know, and if that's a fear that this collective has, and you're not seeing yourself clearly, because if someone that you don't have any interest in pursuing and you're not pursuing can feel this way about you, and maybe it is a little over obsessive, maybe, but like I said, I'm not feeling that obsessive, like they're stalking you and they're always there, and it's like an unsafe obsession. It's just more like they really like you, and they really I don't know if it I can't confirm here, but I mean there's no real indication of it being like a real, like they love you, like it's real, that's how they see you. It does feel more like a limerence kind of thing, that maybe, but I think because you like it so much, they mistake their limerence for it being something more, and that's why being on the edge of that, it keeps them coming, and it doesn't allow them to realize that what they're feeling isn't what they think it is. They need that distance to be able to change their perspective and see that they were pouring into a cup that didn't want to be poured into, right? Basically, or wasn't theirs to pour into. They just, I need to get another deck, but which one do I want to get? Hold on one second. I'm gonna grab this deck. Inner Wisdom Compass. What I like about this deck is there are some cards in here that are very, like, it's a very sassy deck. It's very spicy. Like, it feels like whoever created this deck was definitely feeling some type of way about someone when they made this. I'm just saying. Like, but, so sometimes I like to use this deck when there is a degree of, like, accountability or something that is needed, because it's perfect for that, for kind of giving a spiritual kick in the ass. All right, let me see. And I'm just gonna kind of move things up a little. I just clean up everything up at the end. I don't know. Okay. So let's see what kind of messages the universe wants to give this collective about this situation. Wow, that's like, okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's more. Okay, sorry. You got Pearls Before. These two cards are very similar to me. Pearls Before Swine. Be careful who you give your best self to. For the wrong people will take you for granted and are unworthy of your gifts. See, and I'm going to be honest. I feel like that is like the message that the universe is giving to the person on your mind. Be careful who you give yourself to. Not that you're not worthy of their gifts. Clearly they see you as it, but if you don't want them, then yeah, you know, like, and that I'm saying you do want them. but you don't want this person. So if you don't want who they're coming from, then it's not really nice, kind, to be accepting it from this person. Um, Save your best for those who will genuinely appreciate you, what you have to offer, and return the kindness. Okay, so this is just a message to this collective to confirm that energy of not just you, but everybody needs to be able to feel like they are giving themselves to someone who not only wants that to be given to them, but is going to give it back. Return the kindness. This is a message to confirm this energy. No mud, no lotus. Take a note from the beautiful lotus which defies the mud and murky water to rise to the water's surface to show its beauty. Overcome adversity by blooming where you are. I just see this card as like speaking your truth. It's also a card of, yes, like growth, coming out of the mud and blooming, and but standing in your truth. You know what I mean? Doing it authentically. And I think that's what that is what this collective needs to do. If they want to move on and stop staying stuck, anyway. Generational curses. Rise above your past and allow the cycle to end with you. I know it says generational curses, but I don't feel there's no familial family vibe here. But it is with this karmic lesson. Allow the cycle to end with you. Don't, and I get the feeling when I saw this, and this is kind of sad, because a thought popped into my mind that this person on your mind, or not on your mind, but in your energy connected to you, don't make this fit. This is something that you would know about this person already because of that bond you have of talking. But this person would have been, like, they've done this before. They've given all of themselves to someone who didn't appreciate it, didn't give it back. It almost feels like that is a cycle for them. Giving too much to someone who doesn't want it. And that's just something that they have to learn. That they can't just keep pouring themselves into someone hoping that will change their mind. You know what I mean? I feel like by allowing the cycle to end with you, I feel like in the past that this person would have just been constantly left feeling unworthy, like it was their fault, that they just didn't ever do enough. And so that kind of puts them in this obsessive thinking kind of thing where they have to do more if they just did more. But I'm feeling this as allowing it to end with you, but with that kindness. You know what I mean? Because you have that kind of what feels like a close friendship vibe already. It's like it's like a feeling like this happened with so many other people with them that you know about because they would have told you that, and because you listened and you were there and you were understanding and kind, all of those things that they were trying to realize that they were giving to the wrong person, suddenly they're giving it to you because they're like mistaking this bond and this connection you have as something like, oh, well, if I throw all this at them, this will work. You know what I mean? And so it's not only you that has to kind of stop this way of thinking or this, cycle. It's them as well. So doing this helps both of you. And I felt that like it's for both of you. It's not just for you. This will help them break a cycle too of always pouring themselves into someone that doesn't, I don't want to say doesn't deserve it, but isn't ready for it. Is not meant for it. So I feel like this is just a sign of this kind of needing to end for both of you with you. This person learns or hopefully begins to learn through your kindness that maybe their tendencies to latch on to anything, it feels like, is something they need to work on, while this collective needs to work on wanting that without reciprocation. Right? Okay. Hope that made sense. hatred. Hatred is like a cancer. It destroys you from the inside out. Okay. There's no hatred that I feel between this person and you. This feels internal. It feels like it's reflective of that. It's almost, like I said, I know I say that out. Like I said, this collective, it's not that you don't feel bad in some way, but it's like you don't feel bad enough to stop it. And that creates a lot of not resentment, maybe, but a lot of negative feelings and maybe hatred of yourself. Like, why am I doing this to this person? Like, why can't I just, like, you would have a degree of, like, not liking yourself about this, but you can't stop. Like, but I think this collective, I really think there is something coming that's going to put you in a position where it has to end with you. Allow it to end with you. Sorry, I'm looking around to see if I want to get more. Alright, I'm going to do one more thing just to connect this collective with this reading. I'm going to get some. I mean, I would think by now this collective, there was enough in here for you to be like, yep, that's me. And whether or not you choose to break this cycle, or I'm gonna be honest, my loves. I just feel like there's something coming. That when this card came out, I mean, to have Hidden Truth and Spill the Beans, really needed one or the other, right? They're kind of like the same. It's about a secret, but this one just gave me a vibe of there's something coming to you. There's some kind of truth or something to be revealed to you that is going to put you in that position where you're going to have perspective on it from a distance and make the right decision for both you and this person, which I believe is going to mean this distance card. And it doesn't mean forever, right? It's, but we can't heal in the environment where we're constantly being hurt. So we have to separate ourselves from that to get a different perspective and to be able to heal and grow from it. You can't, if you're constantly in the same energy that's hurting you, you can't see past it enough because you're buried in it. You're drowning in it. You have to get away from it. And I don't think you or this person have ever gotten away from it long enough. Either of your attachment issues. Because I kind of feel like this wouldn't be the first time this collective has been in this situation either. But never with someone who you actually cared about hurting in that way. And I know that sounds really, like, mean, I guess. But it almost feels like, it's like this time, the reason why you feel stuck and so conflicted is because you don't feel like you can just kind of cut them off, I guess, at this point, without there being, like, some serious hurt to a bond or something, too, that would be bittersweet and reminiscent. You know what I mean? It feels like when this collective has been in this situation in the past where you've been getting attention from someone and liking the attention but not wanting the person, it's been very easy to just, like, at some point be like, oh no, like, I'm not really interested, like, or I don't, maybe ghosting people or just kind of cutting communication randomly and just maybe ignoring their advances, their attention at some point. But with this, it's like in this situation, you can't do it the same way. Which is another big sign of this being a karmic lesson, a cycle, because it causes you to have to do something different to change it. Both of you. Okay, let me get a message and see if this is something from your person. I don't, let's see if the universe will give a message from the person, or because I'm trying to connect the collective to this reading, and you wouldn't know all the things on your person's mind right now until they actually spill the beans. So, unless this will be what they're coming forward with, let's just see what we get and see what the energy feels like, if it's you or this person, or even the universe's perspective on things. Hidden truth. Ah, okay. This is definitely from this collective. It was my fault, but I blamed you. I left you before you could leave me. That feels very strongly like this collective's energy. Um, eh, but I feel this slightly different than the actual wording. So it was my fault, but I blamed you. It's like it's like that that deviation I had before. I'm not asking for it. They're just giving it to me. So it's not my fault. It's theirs because they're just giving it to me. I'm not asking for it. That's this. I left you before you could leave me. That gives me, I'm gonna be honest. That gives me the vibe of this collective kind of stringing this person along in a way, like me, like it. Sorry, I'm trying to find the right words and make it sound like a real sentence and not gibberish. um, like, and I'm trying to stop saying like and and it's just like it's all that comes out of my mouth. It's the feeling of, if things started to look like their attention was coming off of you in any way, it was like you would almost subconsciously do something to test their true attention and their true, like, sorry, it's because I'm so set on this feeling of this collective not being like a malicious, like narcissistic collective, because I don't feel that. Yes, a degree of lack of empathy, yes, but and I think that's what this is reflecting. It's like almost like making them chase you because you were getting the idea like they were about to stop chasing you. So you kind of like dangle that carrot a little harder because you're like, wait, no, I want that attention. Like, no, don't give it to someone else. Give it to me. But and to do that, you kind of leave to make them chase. You know what I mean? But not because you actually, like, I left you before you could leave me. Normally, I would see that energy as like because you love them and you just were afraid of getting rejected by them. But that's not. It's just you were afraid of losing the attention. I'm gonna get my other oracle deck. I'm interested to see what song comes out for this collection. Maybe we won't get one from this deck. Okay. We're not meant to get another one from here. Let's go with this love oracle and see. Get the box open. Alright, let's see what the energy in these cards is. Sometimes one deck is one party and the other deck is the other. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, this is definitely the other person's energy. Oh, jeez. Okay, one. Yeah. Or at least that card is that flew out first. Got a lot for this one. The first card that flew out was, I keep hoping to bump into you everywhere I go. I would say that it feels energy towards you. Like this person just hopes that you're always going to pop up, that you're just going to be... I'm sticking to my feeling of it not being like a stalking. Like I don't think this person goes places that they think you're going to be to run into you on purpose, but they do hope, if they happen to be in a place that you like to go or something like that, or even maybe just online on social media somewhere. They just kind of hope you'll be there. Um, your energy is intoxicating and it's pulling me in. I'm afraid that I've lost you forever. I'm sorry what I couldn't be what you needed to be. This is you. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. This feels like both energies because this collective would obviously feel this way. I'm sorry I couldn't be what you needed me to be because you can't be what they want from you. You can't give back what they're giving you. You just can't. It's just not there, right? So you do feel sorry about that. I believe that. But I also feel this energy from the other, from your connection, that they almost like it's that, like I said, they feel like they're never doing enough. Like, why, when I give all of this, why is it never cause nobody's ever staying? And so they also feel this way. Like, I'm sorry I couldn't be what you need to be. Like, they feel just as bad that they're not what you want as you feel. Oh, and I'm afraid that I've lost you forever. That oh man, that is like that sad energy I felt before, of like with that distance and the memories. It's like they don't, the stuck feeling. I think neither of you want this situation to cause each other to lose each other forever. Like I said, and when I had the deviation, but it's not going to be, it doesn't have to be forever. But I think that's something that you guys are afraid of, or one of you. Like, I get the feeling like this person thinks that because they came on the way they did and you don't want it, that they're afraid they've just pushed you away. That when you create that distance to say, like, we can't do this, like, I have to think of both of us. We have to, this isn't healthy for either of us. It's like you having that conversation with them, you being the one that initiates that, scares them that they messed this up. So I think this feels like like, I don't know why I'm getting this message, like, tell them that it's not, that's not, it don't feel like it's not that. They didn't mess anything up between you. It just can't be, right? And obviously your energy is intoxicating. It's pulling me in. I honestly feel like that could be both ways too. It's not their, it's the energy of what they give you that is intoxicating to this collective and keeps pulling you back in. And like I said, I get it. If someone is like, I want to say worshiping you, but like adoring you, who doesn't want that, right? I mean, I get it, but like I said, if you're not wanting to give that back, or if you just can't, it's just not there in you to give, you can't be what they need you to be. And that's okay. It sucks, but it is what it is, right? We that's how we grow and learn and evolve, is this kind of pain that we have to end certain things to break cycles, to level up, to grow, to heal. And I think there's an opportunity here for both of you to heal something, which is really incredible. So it's almost like by you taking that step to create the distance, like I said, you can't force this person to take that distance and heal with it. That you can't make them do that, but it gives them the opportunity to do it for themselves, and that is a gift. That shows that you really care about this person because you're at least giving them the opportunity. You're not enabling what they want to do anymore. You're putting them in a position where they literally have to choose to keep doing the things they're doing or do something different and change. You can't make them do it, but you can create the environment where they have to make that choice. And then that's up to them. But you, this collective, you have the opportunity to heal something too if you choose to, by creating that distance. You can heal the need for this without giving it back. Because like I said, I feel like this is a cycle for both of you. I feel like you've both been in this boat before, but the only difference for the both of you is that extra bond. That it feels pre-existing. All right, I don't know. I'm just looking at my decks and trying to see if there's one that would really benefit with messages for this collective. Because I don't feel like the shadow aspect or like what you need to work on is a secret here. I feel like that's clear in this reading. I'm not going to get any more shadow cards or like my animal or archetype energy. I usually like to use those when someone needs to know what they need to heal. This I feel like is clear for both of you. Uh, hmm. I think I want to get one of these wounds to wisdom cards. I really like these, and I like the messages in the that's in the book. So maybe I'll get a couple of these because honestly, there will be wounds from this on both sides. Um, from having to heal this because this collective will be losing um, a feeling that they really like having, and I think the craving for that feeling is probably just as bad as the craving this person has to give it to you. I'm going to be honest, but again, there's no like spark between you um, to to create a foundation. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's hard. It's like you are going to have to give up a feeling that you really like having and that you want, but it's not going to be forever. You're not going to lose that feeling forever. You know in your soul you should not be accepting it from this person because they deserve to give it to someone who is going to give it back, and you deserve to get it from someone you want to give it back to. Um, so yes, you have to give up having that attention, that feeling for a while, but only so you can find it even stronger by healing the need for it from anyone. And I don't mean like I don't want to say anyone, but just you'll know what I mean. By letting go the need for the any kind of attention at any time, just wanting attention, and I don't mean it like to feel complimented and like makes someone make you feel like you're like a goddess. You know, they make you just feel so good about yourself and like you like that feeling. Who doesn't? Like I said, but you want that feeling from someone who you want to give it back to, who you feel the exact same way, because then that feeling from them is infinitely more meaningful and intense and intimate than what you're getting now. It's the connection that makes that attention all the more meaningful and deep and profound. It's not just the attention itself. It's not. Yeah, it's great to be noticed and loved and seen as beautiful or smart or funny or whatever it is this person. All of those things. Of course, we want people to see us in those lights in those good ways. But when the person who is meant to for you to pour those things into and them to pour it back, that bond is next level. But it has to be mutual. It has to be reciprocated. Oh, got you. Okay. Oh. Oh. Yes, it's okay to not be okay. So, excuse me. By letting this go, by releasing this for both of you, by breaking this cycle, you might not be okay for a while. You both might not be okay, but that is okay. That is supposed to happen. I know this sounds like, oh, we're supposed to hurt. Yes, like, yeah, I know nobody wants to hear that, but yes, because that's how we grow. We grow in pain. We don't grow from complacency and comfort. You grow when you're in pain because you don't have another choice. If you don't want to be in pain anymore, you have to do something to change it, or you're going to stay in pain. You know what I mean? Like, and it's okay to embrace that and not be okay for a while. You don't have to, you know what I mean? I don't, for this, I feel like this collective, you would be someone who, like, not so, I guess this is everyone. Nobody wants to not be okay. Like, I get that. You don't want to be in that place where you, but this is where we heal. And it's okay. And release the past. Release this. Release the attachment you felt like you needed to feel validated and worthy, because it's not just anybody's attention that should be making you, like, you, first of all, nobody's attention like this should indicate how you feel about your, like, your self-worth. So if this collective, if part of the reason why you like the attention so much is because it has something to do with your self-worth as well, which clearly it would if you kind of latch on to attention in that way, there would be, there's definitely a degree of self-love that this collective needs to work on, as well as the person connected to them, because if they're pouring themselves constantly into people that aren't giving it back, they're not seeing their own worth either. They're not seeing themselves. And you both need to release, and it's so weird that I keep saying, like, you both, like, you're both watching, like, that's not, it's not a thing, but that would be weird. Anyway, it's okay to let things go and then not be okay with it, but knowing it's the right thing to do. Like, sometimes we have to do things that we're not okay with. Like, we don't want to do it, but we know that's what needs to be done, and we're going to have to not be okay for a while. And that's okay. Like, that is part of it. That's how you grow. And when you come out of that, life changing, magic. Like, you literally, if when true release is done, and you sit and people sit in this, they let themselves feel what they need to feel, and they work on it and they heal it. It's just, when you look back on the situation in hindsight, it will be like, why? What was I doing? Why would I do that for so long? Like, you really look back, like, what the hell? Because you sit in it and you feel it and you let it go. You release it. But you have to sit in it and feel it to be able to let it go. Because if you never hold it, what are you letting go of? Right? If you're just hiding from it, you can't let go of it. You have to hold it to be able to let go. Okay. It's okay to not be okay. Page 6, and then where's the other one? Just so I know where I'm going. Release the past. 33. Oh, lucky number. 11 and 33. Alright, sorry. Number 6. Page 6. Alright. So I am going to read everything about these two cards in this book, and then we'll wrap it up with the lyrical clarity card. Alright, so key themes for the It's Okay to Not Be Okay. Self-compassion, emotional healing, acceptance, patience, surrender. Healing is not a straight path, nor is it a race to be won. There will be days when you feel strong and hopeful, and others when the weight of your emotions feels unbearable. This card reminds you that it's okay to not have it all together. It's okay to feel lost, exhausted, or uncertain. You are human, and being human means feeling deeply and letting those feelings change you, shape you, evolve you, not hold you back and keep you in a place that you just keep feeling the same things over again. You just stay stuck. Something has to change. And sometimes that thing that has to change is not an external thing. Sometimes it's something inside you, and sometimes it is something external. Sometimes it's a new job, surrounding yourself with new people, ridding yourself, excuse me, ridding yourself of some people. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just speaking up, but something has to change to grow. You don't grow in complacency and stillness. You just don't. Instead of judging yourself for where you are, offer yourself grace. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to feel. You're allowed to take things one breath, one moment at a time. Baby steps. Give yourself permission to feel without guilt. Suppressing emotions doesn't heal them. Acknowledging them does. Exactly. Sit in them. Even if it sucks, you have to feel it. I'm sorry, I'm being so spicy now. Remind yourself that I'm so passionate about people like choosing themselves. I can only be so passionate about it because I've seen what it can do for me, for anyone. I've seen it change other people. It's magic. So I'm very passionate about choosing you. Remind yourself that healing is not about perfection. No, it's not. You don't have to be perfect to heal. You just have to try. You just have to try. It's about progress. No matter how slow, baby steps. Yes, you don't have to be completely healed tomorrow. You're not going to go to sleep today and go, all right, well, tomorrow maybe I'll be okay. And it takes work. It takes steps, time, patience with yourself, grace with yourself, to know that there's going to be days where you are like, yes, I feel great today. I'm making progress. I feel different than I felt before about this. And then the very next day, you might be like back down in that emotion. Something triggers it and you're right. But you have to feel the fire, go through the flames to come out the other side. But every time you go through the flames, every time that trigger happens, you'll start to notice that your reactions and your behaviors and your mindset is different every time. That's why I also think it's so important when I get to the journaling, journal, because it's the best way to see it or log things, whether it's creatively writing, art, whatever it is, some way to so that you can look back and see that you're handling certain triggers differently than you would before. So like for this collective, you're releasing this need for just outside validation and attention just for the feeling of it, not wanting to give it back for whatever reason, just sometimes no reason. So I lost my train of thought right there in the middle while I got so distracted by these cards. You need to heal this attachment issue. But how will you know? I know where I was going now. How will you know if you're actually healing it if this is coming back to the journaling, sorry. Every time a trigger like this comes up, so for this collective, every time someone tries to give you this kind of attention again, do you immediately want to latch onto that and let them keep going? Or do you find that, this time you let them do it, you accepted it, but you stopped it sooner, right? And so you stopped it. You went through the flames again. You proved to your team, to the universe, that you are learning, you're trying to change. Okay, great. So you think, okay, I'm healing, I did it. But then all of a sudden, there's another situation like this coming in. Well, they're going to keep testing you with the same fire until you show not only them, but yourself that you can handle this now. So now, when someone comes up to you and they're love bombing you, they're giving you all this attention, now you're like, whoa, 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 hold on. Well, let's slow things down. Now you have a different perspective. That's how you know you've healed. And when you kind of every time someone that instance comes up, write down or somehow have a something to remind you how you handled it that time, so you can go back and see, I am growing, because every time this happens, I'm handling it a little bit differently. Baby steps, right? Progress. That was a long deviation. Sorry. Rest when you need to. Yeah. Your worth is not tied to your productivity or how strong you appear. 100%. Let go of self judgment. Speak to yourself as you would to a dear friend going through the same thing. Yeah, it doesn't do accountability, yes, but to beat yourself up over it constantly, that doesn't usually create change. That just causes you to sit in this victim mindset of, like, oh my God, I messed up, I did this, I did that, it's all my fault, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't create change either. That creates lack, right? So don't sit there and feel bad about your, or pity yourself. Admit that you did something shitty or wrong or that you don't want to do anymore. Change it. Move on. Show the change in you by being the change, not constantly blaming yourself for it and like telling everyone, oh, I know I'm like this, I know I'm like that. Well, don't be like that anymore. You know what I mean? And show them. Instead of saying, I wish I wasn't like, I wish I could do it. And then let people see what a freaking magical being you are, you know? Visualization exercise. Close your eyes and picture yourself in a safe, warm space. Imagine a gentle light surrounding you, embracing you with unconditional love and understanding. This light whispers, you are allowed to rest. You are allowed to heal in your own time. Let this light fill every part of you, easing your burdens, reminding you that you are held exactly as you are. Beautiful. Journaling prompts. In what ways have I been hard on myself lately? How can I offer myself more grace? What does self-compassion look like for me right now? If my emotions could speak, what would they say? An affirmation. I honor where I am without judgment. Don't judge yourself. I mean, it's hard to say. We have to have a little bit of judgment in ourselves to take that accountability. And like we have to say, like, okay, what I'm doing is wrong. I'm hurting someone. That is like, you have to judge yourself a little bit, right? But it's that self-judgment to a degree of letting it put you in just feeling bad for yourself. Don't let your judgment of yourself put you there. Let it put you in a path of change. Let it push you. Healing takes time, and I give myself the grace to move at my own pace. Actionable insight. Today, choose one act of self-kindness. It could be resting without guilt, speaking gently to yourself, setting a boundary, or doing something that soothes your soul. Whatever it is, let it be a reminder that you deserve compassion, especially from yourself. And I think this is coming out, honestly, because I do feel like this collective, you're going to feel bad. Because you know you're going to hurt this. You know you either already did or you're going to hurt this person by basically saying, sorry, like, I just don't feel the same. And that's not, you shouldn't feel, like, of course you feel bad about it, but you can't help how you do or don't feel, right? Just as much as you can't help how someone else does or doesn't feel. But it's all part of what we have to go through, things that we have to learn and grow from. And I know nobody likes to hear that crap. I get it. I didn't like to hear that crap, but your perspective changes. I'm telling you. Release the past. That was number 33. Okay, I know this is taking way too long for me. Sorry. Release the past. Key themes. Freedom, healing, self-empowerment, letting go, new beginnings. The past may have shaped you. Our past does shape us. We should always be, no matter how shitty our past is, it made us who we are right now in this moment. And if we have learned from all that shit and we've transmuted it into something, to growth, to change, to just wanting to be a better us, then that's something to be thankful for and grateful for, and that I know it sounds so stupid to say be grateful for shit that's happened in your life, but really, if you've taken that shit and made it into, so I'm swearing a lot, if you've made it into, you know, like turning shit into gold, like turned it into something productive for you, then that's not, like, yeah, it's still shitty things that happened to you, but look what it did for you. Look who it made you. Look who you let it make you. You know what I mean? Like, or who you could let it make you. Sorry, the past may have shaped you, but it does not define you. You are not your mistakes, your regrets, or the wounds you've carried. 100%. And that's another of that self-judgment. Like, you can't keep... There are some things, mistakes that we make in our past that we had to make, even if it hurt someone, because we had to learn that we don't want to be that way. Does that make sense? Like, sometimes we do things and then we're like, wait, no. Like, your mistakes are what grow you, not what define you. So that's why I don't, it doesn't make sense to me to throw people's past mistakes in their face when they've learned from them and they've shown that they learned from it. It's almost like at that point you're just trying to make them feel... I don't know why I got that. Never mind. You are not your mistakes, your regrets, or the wounds you've carried. This card reminds you that the past is a chapter, not the whole story. You have the power to turn the page. Don't keep getting stuck on that last sentence. Let the page turn. Holding on to old pain, resentment, or self-judgment only keeps you anchored to what no longer serves you. Truth. It is time to loosen your grip, to let go with love, and to reclaim your power. Let go with love. That I said that's something I said earlier. When you let go of this, do it with love. Let this person know. Don't end it in a way that this person is used to, because that might not give them the kick to make the change that they need to do, like it's creating it in you. Showing them that you can release this with love, and that you weren't, like, you're taking accountability and you are showing that you're doing it because you care about them. That is the kind of energy that is a catalyst for people to want to do things differently for themselves too. Your future is waiting, but first you must make space for it. Yes. Guidance. Ask yourself, am I carrying something from the past that is keeping me stuck? Forgive, not for them, but for you. Releasing pain is an act of self-love. I think this is more forgiving yourself, not them. You have to forgive yourself. Let go of the old version of yourself that no longer aligns with who you are becoming. Because you know what? When I see that, like, when I think about forgiving yourself for things, there is so much, like, I get the... Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied now. This thought just popped in my head that this person, this afraid of losing you forever vibe, and this, but forgiving yourself, it's by standing in each other, in your truth, both of you. If this healing process takes place, this however long it takes, and you two reconnect at another time in any fashion, this person would, like, you wouldn't have lost them. They would understand at this point, after you both healed, they would understand why you did what you did. It would make sense then, because they've healed. The same with, like, healing gives you that perspective of seeing why things had to be the way they were. So I feel like with that being said, if there's people out there who, like, you're afraid you're going to lose someone because of the truth, if that happens, if you lose someone because of a truth that you tell and you stand in, that is the divine at work. They are clearing house for you, right? Because the people who are meant to be in your energy, to receive what you have to offer, they are going to understand. Do you know what I mean? They're gonna get why you were the way you were, how it shaped you. It's not gonna be like, they're not gonna hold it against you, is what I mean. Trust that what is meant for you will not be found in the rearview mirror. Your life is unfolding forward. Visualization exercise. Close your eyes and imagine holding a heavy bag filled with past hurts, regrets, or disappointments. Feel its weight. Now, with deep intention, set it down. Step away. As you walk forward, feel the lightness in your heart, the space for something new. You are free. Journaling prompts. What is one thing from my past that I'm ready to release? How has holding on to it affected my present? And what new energy do I want to welcome into my life instead? Affirmation. I release the past with love. It no longer defines me. I step forward into my freedom. Actionable insight. Write down something from your past that you're ready to release. Then safely burn, tear, or bury the paper as a symbolic act of letting it go. With each breath, remind yourself, I am free to move forward. And you are. Without guilt. Yes, you might hurt this person. Yes, but that has to happen. I feel like sometimes it just has to happen, no matter how much we don't want it to. That is how we grow. Like I said. Sorry. All right, I'm gonna do a lyrical clarity card. So this card will be either a song, excuse me, that just immediately connects you to this reading. Like as soon as you see this song, you might be like, oh my, yep, that's my reading. Or it might be one that links, like brings up a specific memory or emotion within you that your team wants you to focus on right now. Or just a song that, you know, your team wants to share in the moment. Alone. Alone, Alan Walker, featuring who? Noonie Bao, I guess. I hope I said that right. I'm going to get the lyric card that goes with it, but I'm just going to pause really quick while I get it because it's literally never near the top. So just 1 second. All right. So the lyric card that is with this one is apart but still together. And so the actual, like in the real lyrics of the song, it's like, if this were, the way I'm interpreting this energy from the universe is like you're falling apart but you're still together. That was exactly the first thing that came to my mind when I read that lyric card. Like you're falling apart but you're still together. Like okay, you're not, it's okay to not be okay. Yeah, you got to fall apart, but you're still, you're not, it's like that tower moment, like something has to fall apart, but you're just going to you're still going to be a foundation. You just have to rebuild that foundation up better, right? But I also got that feeling with this I'm afraid I've lost you forever energy of I feel like there with this collective, this connection is one where it is more than just an acquaintance, right? Like I'm feeling maybe childhood friend, maybe just a good friend, maybe someone who you're able to talk to, like you feel comfy with, like it's just that comfortable vibe. It's just not a romantic one for you. So there is still, you know, like that, you don't want to lose this person in your life, like, but you just don't want them in the capacity that they want you. But reminding you like you'll be apart, but you're still like you still have the bond, right? And it's not forever. Like it's weird. I know this reading it's really reflective of an opportunity of this collective and someone else to heal something. But it's funny that there's no, with this energy of I'm afraid to lose you and then this, and it's almost like I feel like this collective is sitting there going, okay, but what's going to happen with us? Like, are we going to, will we be friends again? Like, it's like, I feel like this collective, you're still wanting to know what will happen with the two of you, not in a romantic way, but like I said, it feels like there is something that you guys share, like memories, good memories, maybe inside jokes or something, some kind of connection that you're like, well, are we going to be able to have that again? And I know there really isn't an answer for that here, other than the feeling that I get that it doesn't have to be forever, but that's really up to you guys. That's up to you how both of you choose to handle this. I guess mostly you, because it feels like it's gonna come down to you having to be the one to do the harder thing. But I think this collective, I think you're gonna do it. I'm not gonna lie. I think there's too much energy here that's like, I literally get the feeling like if this collective is watching this video, they're like, okay, I know what I gotta do. This is gonna suck, you know. Like, it's almost like at this point you're mentally preparing for it. Um, Mentally preparing for that. It's okay to not be okay. Uh, this had so many mixed emotions for me: sadness, hatred of yourself, that's that self judgment. That hatred card. That's that self judgment. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna leave it there. I hope everyone has a great day, and I hope this collective and whoever is connected to them, I feel there's such a potential for such profound change within both of you, and I just feel like this reading wouldn't be coming out if that wasn't the path you're about to be on, or if this is what helps be a catalyst to that change in mindset. So I'm wishing everyone the best day, best week, best everything. And I'll see you next time. Bye.